Well shell. When families first come in, we greet them just about here. They go over to where your left would be, and our friend Sherry takes a family picture. We get to know people. We start to learn their names. We greet them. The dads always show up looking like, oh, well, I just came for the weekend, but I'm not going to get involved because I'm a guy. And by the next day, they're the first ones up and dancing and playing all the games. Now, here's the well shell. It doesn't look like an infirmary, and we never say it's an infirmary, but it is a place where we've got volunteer doctors, volunteer nurses, plus our full-time nursing director, our full-time medical director, and they take care of the kids when they come, should they need some help. And we have our different rooms, the treatment rooms. This one is great.
This one is the triage.
It's called the triage room
because
there's trees in the room. So they have gone to great trouble and effort, and with great skill made it look as little like an examination room as possible. Now in the summertime, when a kid comes into a room like this, there's the camper, there's the doctor or nurse, and sometimes both of them, but there's always a counselor as well. So if that kid is going to sit here for a few minutes and wait, you know how you wait for a doctor, and you wait and you wait and you wait for a doctor when you have to go for some kind of procedure? This kid never sits and waits, because while she's sitting here, she's playing a game. Maybe it's Connect 4. Maybe if they're in a hurry, it's Connect 1. But they'll play a game, and the secret to that game, by the way, is to go first. Okay, so the counselor will tell a story, play a game, keep the camp experience going even inside the well shell. So rarely do we have kids stay here very long because we're eager to get them out. But if you back up, there's more. We don't have to go into each one, but there's more rooms down this way, each one of which is an examination room. But if we walk around the reception area and come into this really giant atrium, first thing I'm going to ask you to do is look up at all those marvelous hanging apes. The whole jungle theme is here. By the way, in case you didn't know it, the month in which all apes are born is April. Okay, now, when kids come in, if we have a nice relaxing place for them to wait, sometimes the whole cabin has to come in because they need a particular procedure. If the kids have needs for tests or some kind of procedure to go on, instead of them waiting where it's not comfortable, here's a big area. Imagine this. Every year when we do our kidney session, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dialysis machines right here in this room. They're decorated like SpongeBob SquarePants or whatever other characters. And not only do the kids get to have camp, even though normally they'd be chained to a machine at home and not be able to go anywhere, we bring the machines up here. And then, while they're on that machine for 2 or 3 or 4 hours, different activity specialists, whether it's woodshop or arts and crafts, adventure, they are scheduled to come in and bring camp activities right here in this room. So the kids get to have camp even when they're on a boring machine. And sometimes, without bragging too much, we clear the space and we have a marvelous magical performance with a rather superannuated magician. But the tricks are good enough that the kids like them. And by the way, it's camp, so they do more magic than I do. In fact, I do the tricks, they do the magic. They do the magic. I only do tricks. But every day, their power is demonstrated by all the risks they take in a safe environment, all the new things they try to do, all the friends they make. And we don't give kids a week at camp. We don't give kids a week at camp. We give them a lifetime, because kids take home what they got here. And every day when they face a problem or a procedure or some kind of roadblock, they can close their right eye, close the left eye, and be right back here at the Painted Turtle. And they can relive all those wonderful adventures. And part of it is because everybody here in this well show has given so much attention and intention to making this a full camp experience.
Okay, Pun.
Yes.
You know, I just received a full cup of the milk of human kindness right here standing in the well shell. I know it benefits my own health and well-being. Just plugging in one another, creating a community that can help and heal one another, being aware, And the colors, what I know in recovery is that it really doesn't matter once you're swimming in it, you learn to swim in it. And then the power of the mind. If you have just a few days here in a camp like this, all the colors, you can step into any examination room and go back here again in the mind. It is so healing, so powerful, and amazing that Paul Newman had the vision and the generosity of spirit, and then we carry on that magnificent heart, the enormity of the heart. Thank you, Pun.
Well, thank you.
You have that in common with Paul Newman.
You know what I have in common with Paul Newman is a love for kids. Other than that, his talent and his immense spirit cast a giant shadow on me. But one of the things that's great is that I, at 65, get to see a whole bunch of 20 and 25-year-olds, and sometimes 30 and 35 and 40 and 45-year-olds, giving their heart, their spirit, taking their energy, and presenting a soft cushion for all these kids. And the way I say it, if I can use my metaphor,
absolutely,
the way I say it is, each one of us is a member of an orchestra. Now, some guys are pounding on that piano, right? And others are playing a harp, and somebody in the back just has a little triangle waiting to go ding. But all together, we make this symphony of support for all these kids, and they hear the music. So you who are watching this, if you have ever in any way done anything to support this camp, I say on my behalf, I say thank you, and on the behalf of kids whom we sometimes see in a hospital, in the middle of a really life-challenging process, but who still have strength and smiles because of the memories they have from camp, I say to you, thank you. And I say to those kids, thank you for being wonderful models for us.
That is that living by example. That's no matter what age we are, to live by example, holding on to that joy, not letting anything take that joy away from us. There's so many challenges that try to diminish and rob us of our joy, and we hold on to it, and we recreate it, and we bring it to one another. That is young love after 50 embodied. But this young love starts from the first breath, and we carry it and just give it to one another, Pun.
One camp story. A marvelous girl wrote a letter. She wrote it to camp, and they sent me a copy. And she said, now my job, I think my job is to be funny and have fun, and I got a rubber face, and I kind of look funny in the first place, and do tricks and all that stuff. But this girl, who is in a wheelchair, uses it very well, but is very challenged, who doesn't, if you saw her, the first glance, you would think doesn't have that much control over her world, has immense control and has invested in her world so much energy. Here's the wonderful line that she said in this note. She said, "Dear Pun, I have had so much fun at camp. Do you remember the time when I made you laugh so hard that you fell off the bench?" Okay, now here's what she said. She didn't say, "Do you remember the time you made me laugh?" She said, "Do you remember the time I made you laugh?" Why is that important? The power, she had the power. She had the power. She was making me laugh. And of course, in making me laugh, she was laughing as well. And she was going to that positive power, that wonderful, wonderful spirit that we all have.
We all have it. Do we cultivate it?
But that I forget about on the freeway sometimes.
That's the truth. But also what we all have is the best medicine of all. Laughter.
Yes.
Laughter is the best medicine of all. And if we can bring that to each other, because you need to be tickled as well, don't you, Pun?
And you know what? Every time I come to camp, I am tickled.
We get tickled.
I am tickled. A boy told me his favorite TV show was The Price is Right. I said, "Did you ever watch The Price is Right with Bob Barker?" He said, "No, but I watched it with my mother."
Oh, see? There it is, Pun.
That's it.
Oh,
no, give me a hug.
Oh, thank you for this, my dear. We will see you again.
You know